Hi, I'm Paul Kyogan from GK Tuition, and in this video I want to talk to you about financial maths. Now the question I'm going through here is 2018 Paper 1 Question 1. In the first part of this question, we're told that Sean can choose from two different contracts. For contract A, he'll earn $35,000 and he'll earn 2% commission on all of his sales. For contract B, he'll earn $30,000 and 3% commission on all of his sales. And we're told that if Sean earns $400,000, calculate for each contract what his salary would be. So for contract A, if he earns $400,000, we need to get 2% of that. 2% of $400,000 works out as $8,000, which means that if Sean's had $400,000 worth of sales, his commission on contract A would be $8,000. His commission is $8,000 plus his salary at $35,000 means he would earn a total of $43,000. On the other hand, if he chose contract B, he earns 3% commission on his $400,000. 3% of $400,000 works out as $12,000. If I add his commission to his salary, it ends up as $42,000. So my two answers for this, if he'd contract A, he'd have 43. If he'd contract B, he'd have 42. In the second part of this question, we're introduced to Mary. Mary earned €50,000 under contract A. We know that if she's on contract A, she got 35,000 plus 2% of her sales. So first thing I need to work out is how much commission did she actually earn? So if she earned 50,000, I subtracted 35,000. That means that Mary must have earned €15,000 in commission last year. And I know that whatever commission she earned is 2% of her total sales. So I can say that 15,000 is equal to 2% of her total sales. This is going to allow me to work out how much she sold, or her total sales. If you know 2%, the first thing you should do is you should work out what 1% is. In order to go from 2% to 1%, I must have divided the right-hand side by 2. If you divide the right-hand side by 2, you also need to divide the left-hand side by 2. 15,000 divided by 2 is 7,500. So I can say that 1% of Mary's sales must have been 7,500. But obviously I'm interested in what was 100% of Mary's sales. So on the right hand side, to go from 1% to 100%, I must have multiplied by 100. So the same on the left, to go from 7,500 to 1, in order to work out what 100% is, I need to multiply by 100. 7,500 multiplied by 100 is 750,000. Okay, in the third part of this question, we're asked to find the total number of sales for which someone would earn the same amount of money under contract A and under contract B. In other words, I want to know when is contract A equal to contract B. And in order to do this question, I'm going to call X the total sales. So contract A is 35,000 plus 2% of the total sales. Or in this case, let's just call it 2% times X. I want to know when will 35,000 plus 2% of the total sales be equal to contract B, which is 30,000 plus 3% of the total sales. So I want to work out when will 35,000 plus 2% of the total sales be equal to 30,000 plus 3% of the total sales. In other words, what is the value of X for which I earn the same amount of money under contract A and under contract B? But the percentage here is quite awkward. We can't really deal with this 2% or this 3%. So we need to write these as decimals. Rather than writing this as a percentage, I need to write it as a decimal. To convert from percentage to decimal, you divide by 100. So I'm going to rewrite the left-hand side as 35%. And rather than writing this as 2% times X, if you divide 2% by 100, that's 0.02x. Mathematically, that's just an easier way to deal with it. 0.02 times X is the same as getting 2% of X. And if I do that on the right-hand side, it becomes 30,000 plus 0.03 times X. Now I've got one equation, I've got one unknown. We've no immediate complications, so it's going to be relatively straightforward for us to find the value of X. My best bet here is to just bring all my X's to one side, all my numbers to the other side. So I'm going to bring the 30,000 across. So in order to get the 30,000 on the left, you're going to subtract 30,000 from both sides. So it'll be 35,000 minus 30,000, and that will be equal to, I'm going to bring this x to the other side. So at the moment I have a 0.03x there. I'm going to bring this term across and it becomes negative. Or in other words, you're just subtracting this from both sides. So 35,000 minus 30,000 equals 0.03x minus 0.02x. Just group, these are all like terms. 35 minus 30, so I'm left with 5,000 on the left hand side. And 0.03 minus 0.02 is just 0.01x. Now in order to get x on its own, I'm going to need to divide both sides by 0.01. So in other words, I can say that x is equal to 5,000 divided by 0.01. If you plug that into your calculator, you'll work out that the total sales x is equal to 500,000. So if a salesperson makes 500,000 euro worth of sales, it doesn't matter whether they're on contract A or contract B, they'll earn the same amount of money. Okay, so I hope that video makes sense. If there's anything you're struggling with there, then don't hesitate to send me an email or let me know in class and I'll try and clarify it for you.